Okay, so in this session, we'll see ABAP development in Eclipse environment. What is Eclipse? Does anyone of you know what is Eclipse? Whoever have knowledge on some Java applications, they might have used Eclipse application. It's a IED. It's like just like our SAP GUI, Eclipse is also one development environment. So where you can develop different technologies like Java, and even we can use Eclipse as a development environment for ABAP. So today we'll see how to use Eclipse as a development environment and how to create objects in Eclipse environment. Before that, so there are few objects in SAP ABAP which we can design or which we can open only in Eclipse environment. They are CDS views and AMDP procedures. AMDP nothing but ABAP managed database procedure. CDS view means core data services. So why we use the CDS views and AMDPs for code push down. So what is code push down? So how many of you know SAP R3 architecture? What is SAP R3 architecture? No one knows.
Landscape.
It consists of three layers, sir.
Presentation layer,
Presentation layer,
application layer,
database
and
layer.
database layer, right? So when we create any program, where it is going to be executed,
Presentation.
that
Oh, sorry.
program is going to
Application.
be executed in application layer,
Application.
application layer, right? So whatever the resources, whatever the server resources available in application layer helps to execute that program, right? But when you do code push down, what will happen? Whatever the business logic we implemented will be executed in database layer, database level, right? So when we do code push down, where that data like business logic is going to be executed, in which layer? Database layer. How can you do that code push down? To make them execute in database layer by using CDS views or AMDP procedures. Okay, so these objects you can design or you can create or you can access only in Eclipse environment, or we have a HANA Studio. HANA Studio development environment. You can access these objects only in Eclipse or HANA Studio. HANA Studio is also like built on Eclipse only. So what do you mean by code push down? We are going to make this business logic execute in database layer. Why? Why that is required? So what is the database using for S4 HANA?
HANA.
HANA
HANA
database, right?
database.
So what is the how HANA is different from other databases? HANA is a
In
in-memory
memory.
database
Memory.
and it supports multi-core parallel processing. Multi-core parallel processing. In-memory and multi-core parallel processing. What do you mean by in-memory? I think I've already
Data
explained
stored
this.
in RAM level.
Data stored in RAM level or primary memory. So the data access from RAM is faster than data access from database, right? And what is the other advantage of HANA database? Multi-core parallel processing. Cores nothing but assume it as a one CPU. One core is one CPU. Like that, you can have multiple cores in the HANA database. You can add multiple cores to the HANA database so that if you are performing one task that will be divided into all different cores and calculate or combine the results, right? If you have only one core, it will take 10 minutes. If you have 10 cores in the HANA database, how much time it will take?
1 second.
If one task is taking 10 minutes to be performed in single core, and if we have 10 cores, how much time it will take? 10 minutes, right? Sorry, 1 minute, not 10 minutes. If you have 10 cores, so the task will be divided and it will be completed in only 1 minute, right? If we have 100 cores, then again it will come down into seconds, right? That's what multi-core parallel processing. The task will be divided and parallelly executed in all the different cores. And also data will be accessed from RAM level. You don't need to connect with database every time to access the data in HANA database. That's why data access is faster and even data calculations also faster because it is using multi-core parallel processing, right? Again, in the next session, I'll explain in detail about HANA database features. For now, we'll confine to development tools, ABAP development tools in Eclipse environment. Now, when we execute that business logic or complex calculations in HANA database, we can achieve these advantages of HANA, that is in-memory processing and the multi-core parallel processing. So whatever the business logic you implemented will be executed faster, right, than executing in application layer. If you execute that logic in database layer, it will work using multi-core parallel processing and in memory. So your applications will execute faster, right? And the result will be returned to application layer. So now where your business logic is going to be executed in which layer? When you use code push down techniques
Database.
Database layer.
in database layer. For that, what are the objects we need to use? CDS views or AMDP procedures. Depends on the scenario. Sometimes we use CDS views, sometimes we use AMDP, and in some scenarios we need to use both. Clear? So instead of writing joins for all entries or loops inside the loop calculations, so instead of doing all of them in the program, you can do all of them in one CDS view, and you can call that CDS view in your program. Now the data selection and the data calculations will happen in database layer, and the result data will be presented to presentation layer, right? So by doing this, what is the advantage?
We retrieve data as much as faster.
There is a huge improvement on the program performance. If the program is taking 1 second to complete the execution, if you use code push down using CDS or AMDP, it might take microseconds to complete because all the business logic execution is happening in HANA database layer. Okay, only the result data will be transferred to application layer. Okay, clear? So now we'll see what are the ABAP development tools and how can we use those ABAP development tools. So we can use Eclipse tool as ABAP development tools. We can use Eclipse software or SAP provided tool, that is HANA Studio. This is HANA Studio. You can find here in your servers. You can find SAP HANA Studio. Or if you are not able to find, search here. HANA Studio will be displayed here. So launch it. So this is Eclipse environment. So this is Eclipse environment. If you observe this, these are projects. Please observe one important thing here. Prospective. HANA Studio will be used for ABAP application development, OLAP applications development like SAP BW applications development, and also HANA database, native HANA database development. Native HANA database development means on database, not on the application layer or not on the S4 HANA system. If you want to perform any developments in native HANA database itself, then we have a different perspective. This one, please see this symbol. If you see this, these are all the different perspectives available in HANA Studio. That is ABAP Enterprise Services, ABAP Profiling, BW Modeling. BW Modeling is related to OLAP application, analytical application, BW, SAP BW, debug, Java. This is for Java applications, Java browsing. SAP HANA administration, database administration, perspective, HANA development perspective. These are on native HANA, web designing, right? XML editing. These are all perspectives available in HANA Studio, right? For ABAP development tools, what is the perspective you need to use? This one, ABAP perspective. Okay. If you are working on BW, you need to select BW modeling perspective. If you are working on native HANA, you need to select native HANA development perspective. Depends on perspective, you can see options here. Okay. To see these perspectives, there is a prerequisite. By default, it won't show all these perspectives, ABAP, BW, and everything. We need to add these tools. How to add those ABAP development tools? In help, Install new software. In help menu, you have install new software. Here, we have to provide one URL to install the development tools. I'll show you that URL. Or ABAP development tools for Eclipse or HANA Studio. You can check for both Eclipse or HANA Studio. Open SAP development tools for Eclipse. Now, depends on your Eclipse software version, you need to copy the URL. For Eclipse 2212, this is the URL. For Eclipse 2209, this is the URL. Let's check what is the Eclipse environment it is using. HANA Studio is also built on Eclipse tool only. Somewhere here you can check about HANA Studio. Click on this. To build this HANA Studio, what is the Eclipse environment they are using? HANA Studio version is 2.3.70. Installation details. These are all the installed applications. Eclipse Web Development Tools version 3.2.6. Eclipse version 2.3.1 something. So it depends on the version, right? We need to use these development tools. For example, copy this first one, copy this URL and go to ABAP development tools, go to help, install new softwares and enter the URL and press enter. Now press enter. What are these? To add ABAP development tools, you need to select this checkbox and you need to next and finish, right? And it will add those ABAP development tools to HANA Studio. These are not required because they are already installed. Okay, I'm canceling this. ABAP development tools are already installed. So this is HANA Studio. This is how we do it in HANA Studio. I will show you one more thing, that is Eclipse. You can use both HANA Studio or Eclipse to perform this task. To install Eclipse, what you need to do? If it is already there, that is okay. But to install Eclipse, you can go to eclipse.org and you can find the recent version of the Eclipse and you can download and install it in your system, that Eclipse tool. Once you installed, what you can see? This one. You can see this Eclipse IDE, Integrated Development Environment 2022-06, version 06. Launch. Eclipse, HANA Studio, both are very similar. Okay. But SAP developed this HANA Studio by using Eclipse IED only. Okay. Eclipse is a open source. Now here if you see, in Eclipse also you can see similar perspective, right? Perspective option. Looks like in Eclipse also these tools are already installed. ABAP development tools are already installed. ABAP development and modeling tools. If you cannot see ABAP development tools, what you need to do? Or ABAP development tools or BW modeling tools or native HANA development tools. What you need to do? When you first installed, you cannot see all of these tools. How to install these tools? ABAP development tools in Eclipse. Go to
Google, take copy the URL.
ABAP development tools for Eclipse. Go to SAP development tools. This URL hana.ondemand.com. You can remember this hana.ondemand.com. Our version is
Correct.
2022-06, right? Eclipse version. So these are all recent versions. These are all recent versions. You can take this 2022-09. Go to help, install new softwares, enter the URL, press enter. What it is showing? ABAP development tools and modeling tools for SAP BW. Whoever working on BW, they can select this. And HANA tools. HANA means native HANA development tools. If you want to work on native HANA, you need to select this. For ABAP development tools, select this. ABAP business objects tool, ABAP core development tools, ABAP development tools for SAP HANA, ABAP development tools for WebDyn Pro, enterprise service and integration development tools. So click on select the ABAP development tools, click on next and finish. So it will install ABAP prospective. Then you can see ABAP development tools here. Okay. By default, these tools are not going to be available in Eclipse environment. You have to add. What is the navigation to add? Help, install new softwares. Okay. Once you installed, what is the next step? Do you want me to show this in HANA Studio or Eclipse? Both are same actually. Okay. Let me show you in HANA Studio. Let's assume all your ABAP development tools are installed. What is the next step? You need to add the project. Project nothing but you can see the server here, right, in GUI. You need to add your S4 HANA system to HANA Studio. How can you add that? First go to prospective, select ABAP prospective. Now it will show this prospective. Sometimes when you open first, right, you can see this welcome message. This welcome message. Okay. You can click on here. You can click on here to see the project layer. Okay. So it will be minimized, or you can also minimize this. Okay. Now, how to create project? Project nothing but adding your S4 HANA system to this HANA Studio. This is a one-time activity. Okay. That is a one-time activity. Now select your prospective, ABAP prospective. Now here, ABAP project. What you need to select? ABAP project. It will automatically display all your GUI entries which are available in your system. Select S4 HANA system. For this, some admin side configuration is required. Please remember, to access your S4 HANA system in Eclipse environment or HANA Studio, what is required? So, some admin side connectivity configuration is required. Basis team has to do this configuration to access your S4 HANA in HANA Studio or Eclipse environment. That is a prerequisite. So click on next. Click on next. You know, right? Client. Enter your client number. Enter your user ID and password. Finish. Your project is added to HANA Studio or Eclipse. In Eclipse also it is the same process. Let me show you in Eclipse also. Go to project. Little different. Navigation is little different here. Here you have project, right? Click on this symbol. Project. Select ABAP. Expand ABAP. This is ABAP Cloud project. You should select ABAP Development project, not Cloud one. Here one. This is the one. ABAP project. Okay. This is the one. Click on next. Select your system. Next. Enter your client number 800. Username. Password. Okay. Now you can see the same in Eclipse environment. Okay. This same. Expand this. What you can see here? What is this? Local object. This is a package, right? $TMP package. This is your user ID. Expand this. What you can see here? Authorizations, business add-in implementations. What are these? Baddies. Data dictionary. This is data dictionary objects. Database tables, data elements, domains, lock objects. What else you have? Structures, table types, type groups, views. In enhancements, you can see all enhancements related objects. And programs, where you can find your programs. Source code library. Go to source code library and expand this. Classes. Your SC24 classes, function groups, include programs, interfaces, and programs. What are these programs? SC38 programs, right? These are all standard programs. These are all standard programs. Expand further. You can find custom programs also, whatever we created, right? So whatever the standard programs and custom programs assigned to this $TMP local object package, you can see all objects here. Okay. You can also create objects here. How can you create the objects? So this is the most frequently used package, that is $TMP. That's why it is in favorites. Now to find all the other packages, where you can see system library, go to system library and expand this. You can find all the other packages using in S4 HANA system. These are all standard packages. Scroll down, scroll down. So these are all custom packages what we are using. Z001. These are all custom packages, right? Now to create any object, what we need to do? For example, I need to create a program. What I need to do? Select your package, select your corresponding package, expand the package, right click on it, new. If you want to create a class, create a class. Otherwise, go to other ABAP repository objects, other ABAP repository objects. For example, what I need to create? Program, right? Where the program will be available? Source code library. Go to source code library and click on program. Provide the program name, zdemo. ABAP in Eclipse. Provide the description. Since we are creating in a package, actual package, it will ask for a transport request, right? You can select the existing transport request which is available, or you can also create your own transport request. I'm selecting this some test transport request, or you can also create your own transport request by providing the description. Okay. For now, I am selecting the existing transport request. Finish. So your program will be assigned to that transport request. What is this? Is it familiar for you or not?
Yes.
The advantage of using HANA Studio, right? In normal GUI, when you can find the errors, when you can find the syntax errors,
When you check.
Check the
when you
error.
check Control F2, or when you check this syntax check, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But here it will show inline error identification. Like when you are typing, if there is any error in the syntax, it will show the error here like this, right? You don't need to uh, complete the object and click on syntax check. When you are typing itself, it will display errors if there is any error in the syntax. Okay. For example, the last statement is not completed. Parameters p underscore type. Now error is gone, right?
Yes, sir.
If there is any syntax error, it will show this red color checkbox. The statement parameters is not expected. A correct similar statement is parameters, right? It will display errors in the inline itself. So we can use all the events, initialization, selection screen. Okay. So now how to check the syntaxes? Like if you want to, there is no errors anyway. There is no error. This is to check the syntax if you want to check. And this is to activate the object. Activate the object nothing but program. So program is activated. Now run, run the program. What is this for? This is for debug. Run as ABAP application. I don't know. We have data for 0001, but let's try. No data, I think. No records. What is the purchase order number that is having some data?
1051, sir.
507.
21 not working tables.
It is 2020, not 21. Wait, let me check. You can also check table entries in Eclipse. SCCL. So this is the output, right? So like this, you can create programs in Eclipse environment, just like your GUI. How you are doing it in SC38, you can write same programs in HANA Studio, okay? Using Eclipse environment or HANA Studio. Clear? To create any class or objects, create ABAP class, create ABAP interface. This is to create new package. If you want to create any other objects, go to source code library, ABAP class, ABAP function group, ABAP function group include function module. This is to create the function module. This is to create the include program, right? Select function module. What is required? Function group is required, right?
No, voice not audible.
Yeah, sorry. So let's create one CDS view. Select your package where you want to create the CDS view. Go to others and go to core data services and select the data definition. Click on next. Provide the CDS view name. Provide the description of the CDS view. Click on next. Since we are creating a local object, it is not asking for any transport request. Otherwise, it will ask for a transport request. So this is CDS view name. Here we need to provide two different objects. One is DDL source name and data dictionary view name. Click on finish and we'll show you. This one. What is DDL? What is this source name? What is this source name means? Table name. Okay. Table name. SQL view name means you can see this in data dictionary. Okay. You can see this view name in data dictionary. This is the CDS view name. Now define the fields here. Matter. What are the fields you want to select? Let me make it as a key field. Matter is a key field. So tell me, what are the fields you want to select from Mara table using CDS view? It is very similar to your select statement. Tell me what are the fields you want to select. MTART, MBRSH. That's it. I want only three fields to be selected from Mara table. Okay. Now my CDS view is completed. What you need to provide here? SQL view name and DDL source. DDL source nothing but S4 HANA table name. And you need to list out all the fields available. All the fields you want to select. Instead of writing select statement in our SC38 program, what we are doing? We are creating a CDS view. No errors. Activate the CDS view. So we are creating CDS view on only single table. We are not using any joins, okay? But in CDS view, we can use complex joins also. Inner join, left outer join, right outer join. You can use to join multiple database tables. We'll see that in the next session, right? How to use joins to select the data. Activated. Now my CDS view is ready. Now, how I am going to use this CDS view? Where I am going to use this CDS view? Go to program. Create the program. So in interviews they used to ask, the recruiters used to ask about ABAP and HANA skills, right? What are ABAP and HANA skills? These are the ABAP and HANA skills. CDS views, AMDPs, using HANA Studio, right? So select the local object for now. So I'm creating the program. Let's see how we can use what is our CDS view name?
Yeah.
This is our CDS view name. Z CDS underscore mat. This is one. What is this one? What is this one? This is the view name, database view name, which is going to be generated automatically. Where you can check this database view? Go to S11, go to views, enter here and display. So this is the view that is automatically generated when you created the CDS view. What type of view it is? Database view. If you join multiple tables, you can see all the different tables here with join conditions. Okay, a view is automatically generated. You can also check the data inside this, but it won't store any data. It will fetch data from which table? Mara table. Three fields, whatever we defined in CDS view. These three fields only, right? We defined in CDS view. The view can display this data. Now, do we need to write select statement on view or CDS view? If you write select statement on view, there is no additional advantage of using HANA database. Like there is no code push down you are going to apply, right? It will work just like a normal database view. You need to write select statement on CDS view name. Then it's going to be executed in database layer level, that business logic, whatever the logic. Since we implemented only a simple selection, you cannot see any advantage here. But when we have a lot of calculations and everything, then you can actually see the difference when we by using CDS views. It is a simple selection, okay? For your understanding, select star from CDS view name into table. So I'm not using any where condition, let it be. Let's display the output. Execute. This is the data, right? This is your output data, right? Can I use where condition on CDS view? Let's check. Where mtart equal to, for example, let's pass this and check. Is CDS view is going to accept where condition or not? Right? It is able to display only material type FERT. What is this? Is it a database table? Is it a database table? ZDemo CDS mat.
No, sir.
What is this object? It's a CDS view,
Serious.
what we created in Eclipse or HANA Studio. There are different types of CDS views. Now, this is normal CDS view. We have parameter based CDS views. We have CDS views using join, and we have CDS views using annotations. So we'll see one by one. Okay. By using CDS views, can we create any data in the SAP tables? Can we insert any data in the SAP tables? No. We can only read the data, apply the calculations, and display the result data by using CDS views. Okay. Clear? So when we use CDS views, when there is a complex program with complex calculations and logics, which takes more time to execute in application layer level, so that logic we are going to be build as a CDS view, and we call that CDS view in the program. So all the business logic calculations will be happen in database layer because of The advanced options available in HANA database like in-memory processing and multi-core parallel processing. The database or the data calculations will be very faster than normal application program. Okay, clear? So tomorrow we'll see more options or more advanced CDS views. Okay, CDS views also very important in S4 HANA projects.